Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello. Yeah, I hated that too. Welcome back to Brain Dump, the podcast that's all about me, and it's always been about me, and it's never gonna be about anybody else but me. So if you don't care about me, then maybe this isn't for you. But if you do care about someone from the internet or someone that you know personally, keep listening. Cause this episode, it's gonna be delectable. It's gonna be so much. There's a lot to talk about, and by a lot I mean, guys, it's here. My results today. I get to find out if I'm 100% that bitch. If I'm 50% hawk and 50% Tua. Today's the day where I find that out. I really hope I'm both, but who knows? Fingers crossed. Today's the day where I am going to be talking about my 23&Me results. I forgot to say Brain Dump is a podcast where I just spout nonsense for my brain, blah, 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 blah. If you know what this is about, you know what this is about. Sorry, I just, if I seem like I'm very low energy, it's because I am. I could really do with a good lay down and a massage. But I've been wanting to talk about this for some time because, as we know, in the last episode, I did mention that I got my 23&Me, ancestry, whatever test done for Christmas. I got it for Christmas, and I was supposed to be getting the results towards the end of this month. And it's crazy because the exact same day that I recorded that podcast, which was the day it came out, so literally the day that the last episode came out, I'm not even kidding you, a couple hours later, I got an email saying, your results are ready for the DNA test. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Because I meant every single word I said when I said I was only going to read the results live on this podcast. So I have been holding on to these results for the last 4 or 5 days, and I just want to fucking know. I've been itching. I've been wanting to go look it up so bad, but I've been holding off until literally today. So I'm really excited. Not even gonna go into anything that's happened since the last podcast episode, because to be honest, not much has happened, and also that's not what this is about. I'm not it's time and place, and this is just not either of those things. This is what y'all came to see and hear, and this is what I'm gonna spout and say, and okay. I haven't pulled up on my laptop because I did have it on my phone, but I was like, I want this to be a little bit more dramatic. I know you can't even see, if you're watching the podcast, you can't really even see the laptop, but my laptop is on my lap. Crazy. So I'm logged into 23&Me. I'm about to fucking find out what the hell my mommy paid for when she got this thing. Because, what if it just tells me, oh, actually, we got nothing and you have to do it again. And I just, this is what you have to watch. Okay. What should I start with? It's posing me with 2 prompts. Start with my ancestry or start with my health and traits. I think ancestry is more juicy. We'll jump right into the ancestry, please. Now, I did mention in the last episode before, what my guess might potentially be. I'm thinking a lot of Spanish for sure. And then perhaps maybe some African. I'm really excited. I'm just I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay, start with ancestry. I'm nervous. I feel like I'm about to get an SAT result or some shit. Ugh. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. My DNA suggests my ancestry is 71.5% Spanish and Portuguese, which is interesting. I don't even know what to think about this. Okay. Oh my DNA relatives list. You share DNA with 1,500 other 23andMe customers. That's crazy. And 1,500 of those are 3rd to 4th generation cousins, bruh. What? Guys, I'm really scared. I haven't even gone like really into it. I'm just looking at the overview, which is like, okay, it shows me my ancestry composition, what I just said earlier about being 71% Spanish. And then there's a feature where there's a family tree. Okay, sorry, my camera stopped recording, so I kind of had to do something about it quick. Okay. So it shows me new feature, family tree, explore predictions about your relationships, and add records to your tree with records to your tree with records and archives. The DNA relative list, Neanderthal ancestry, just like saying we've identified 172 genetic variants that can be traced to Neanderthals, ancient humans who interbred with modern humans before going extinct 40,000 years ago. View your report, maternal haplogroup, and then paternal haplogroup. That's really it. Okay. We're just going to view the ancestry composition report because there's an ancestry timeline, parental inheritance, and DNA painting. Well, just view report. View my ancestry composition report. Por favor. Portuguese. Not expecting Portuguese to be in this. Okay. Holy crap. Holy crap. Holy crap. This is crazy. Oh my god. Guys, I'm a little bit Jewish. Not even 1% though. So it's okay. We don't have to bring that up. Okay. So, here we go. I'm 72.9% European. Who could have guessed? Not me, just kidding. Not like I predicted that. Okay. 72.1% Southern European, which includes Iberian, Italian, and Balkan peninsulas. And more specifically, in the Southern European regions, I'm Spanish and Portuguese, from the Canary Islands, which is crazy actually because my dad did tell me once that he used to be in like the Navy in Cuba, and he visited the Canary Islands. So that's kind of crazy. I wonder if he knew. Probably not. But that's crazy. I am connected through shared ancestors to people of Spanish descent from the Canary Islands, a volcanic archipelago in the North Atlantic Ocean, first inhabited by the Guanche people, whose ancestry was similar to indigenous North African Berber populations. Some of your ancestors may have lived on these islands, and you may have relatives who still live there today. Interesting. Okay, so and it also tells you which groups you have common haplogroups. So I have common groups from my mom's side and my dad's side that both live or that are both from the Canary Islands, which is very interesting. I wonder how that came to be. Okay, and then the next like kind of more majority chunk of my composition is 19.3% sub-Saharan African, which, according to this, is pretty much literally like from, it's like almost the entire continent, but not completely. Like it excludes Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Libya, and Egypt, but like everything else counts in the sub-Saharan African grouping. More specifically, I'm 15.8% West African. Also makes a lot of sense. I'm sure a lot of slaves that were taken to Cuba were from West Africa, as probably most people who have any African descent in them have. Like that probably is not even that crazy. But yeah, West African, and it even says it here. For over a millennium before European colonization and the Atlantic slave trade, West Africans were united under a series of powerful empires, resulting in broad similarities in music, clothing, art, and cuisine. Okay. I'm 11.8% Nigerian. That's crazy, actually, because Nigeria, although it is on the west coast, technically, of Africa, it's so, like, further in. I wonder, okay, cool, I didn't know. That's awesome. I'm Nigerian a little bit. Okay. Epic. Can it tell me, like, whose side of the family that's from? Because I'd love to know. Explore more of my Nigerian heritage. I need to know what they have written here because I'm going to a completely different tab. Okay, Nigeria's population is the largest in Africa and one of the most diverse with over 250 ethnic groups. Okay, the country's arid north is home to people of mostly Hausa and Fulani descent, while the Yoruba people are concentrated in the southwest. The Ijaw people in the tropical south and the Igbo people in the southeast. As much as 2/3 of African Americans' sub-Saharan DNA may trace back to Nigerian ancestors due to the disproportionate impact to the Atlantic slave trade on the people of the region. I'm not surprised. I just wish it, like, told me more specifically, like, whose side of the family had this. Probably my dad's side, but I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it's from both sides of the family because slave trade, very real. Very real. It very much happened. I'm grabbing a sip of my little iced coffee. Hold on. Really good iced coffee, by the way. Okay. I need to know more about this. Oh, okay. Let me keep going in the West African thing. Okay, so I'm 2% Senegambian and Ghanaian. Butchering that. Bad. So Senegal, Guinea, Cambia? Those are all in that grouping of 2%. I have 2% of that. And then 0.9% Ghanaian, oh my god, like, can you actually speak English, Nicole? Liberian, and Sierra Leonean. Okay, Sierra Leone. Okay, Sierra Leone, Frank Ocean. Sierra Leone. But only 0.9% of that. And then 1.1% broadly West African, which could be grouped with so many different countries. It's so many different countries. But yeah, 1.1% of that. Cool. I'm 3.4% Congolese and Southern East African. That just means that's like pretty much the middle of Africa. Starting around 3,000 years ago, Bantu speakers carried metallurgy and agriculture from the highlands of Nigeria and Cameroon in two major streams, one southward and one eastward, resulting in ancestry that transcends geopolitical borders. Bantu is a term widely used to describe the largest of Africa's ethno-linguistic families. 3.4% of that, and 2.7% Angolan and Congolese. This is so epic. I love that it's so spread out through all of Africa. It's amazing. Okay. And, I have some North African in me as well. 3.4%. Shout out Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, and Libya. I'm from there. A little bit. 3.4% of me, though. Which I'm also not surprised, because if most of me is Spanish and Portuguese, they're right by each other. Like, it's literally just the ocean separating them. Okay. Wait, I could have actually dug more into, what is it? I could have dug more into the country matches for Spain. Like, it tells me, other parts of Spain that, my DNA and 23&Me participants frequently have, like, in common. Galicia, Canary Islands, Castile and Leon, Andalusia, Basque country. Wow. Trying so hard to be Spanish there. Country. Community of Madrid, Catalonia, Castilla-La Mancha, Asturias, and Cantabria. Okay. I didn't realize I could look into that more. But okay. So, where's this Ashkenazi Jewish coming from? I'm 0.6% Ashkenazi Jewish. And it doesn't want to tell me what that means. It just says explore more of my heritage, bro. My less than 1% heritage. Okay. Ashkenazi Jewish people settled in Central and Eastern Europe in the late Middle Ages, but their modern descendants remain genetically more similar to other Jewish populations rather than to their European neighbors, reflecting shared Western Asian origins. In the 20th century, many Ashkenazi Jewish people immigrated to Israel or to the Americas in search of greater cultural and religious acceptance. Today, over 5 million ethnic Ashkenazi Jewish people live in the US. Okay, but how did I get that? In America, Ashkenazi Jewish genetic heritage reaches high levels in New York, California, Florida, and the Northeast, but remains at low levels in places like Idaho, Wyoming, Nebraska, and Missouri. I'm not surprised. Why the fuck would, right. Among 23&Me customers, a clear pattern of Ashkenazi Jewish DNA emerges. Many people have about 150 or 25% Ashkenazi Jewish ancestry, which typically means they have 4, 2, or 1 Ashkenazi Jewish grandparents, respectively. There are also many people with 1 to 15% of this ancestry. That's not even including me, bro. Reflecting Ashkenazi Jewish and... Oh my god. One I can't read. Okay. Reflecting Ashkenazi Jewish genetic heritage that is more than 2 generations removed. If 1 to 15% of people that have it is more than 2 generations removed, imagine how removed it is for me with fucking 0.6%, bro. Okay. I don't know what to think about this, but cool. Bro, I'm trying to see. It's pretty random. I don't know. There's not really much for me to go off of, but 0.6% though, that counts for something. Broadly European, 0.2%. I'm sure. I'm not surprised. Much of Europe was buried under miles of ice 10,000 years ago. As the glaciers receded over millennia, Neolithic farmers from Western Asia joined Paleolithic hunter-gatherers to settle Europe. Some European DNA is difficult to assign confidently to one population and receives a broadly designation. So that means it could be just anywhere in Europe, really. That's cool. That's fine with me. 2%. Okay. Okay. I already did the North African. I'm trying to go down here. I'm 0.2% Arab, Egyptian, and Levantine. When she can't read, bro, get her off of this fucking podcast. Anyway. The region bordering the Red Sea and the Eastern Mediterranean has served as an important crossroads of human migration out of Africa over the last 100,000 years. More recently, the Arab conquests of Egypt and the Levant have reinforced this genetic heritage. Only 0.2%, and it looks like most of that 0.2%, if not all of it, is Levantine, which, that's cool. That's cool. Hey, 0.2%, babe. 0.2%. Okay. And then I'm 3.4%. How many times am I going to fucking say that I'm North African, bro? I keep accidentally forgetting. Anywho. I'm 0.5% broadly Western Asian and North African. Which is crazy because they just fucking said I was 3.4% North African. But this just accounts for pretty much all of Northern Africa, obviously. And you'd guessed it, Western Asian, like I literally just fucking said. Idiot. Fucking idiot. Me. I'm the idiot. Anyway. The peoples of Western Asia and North Africa have deep linguistic and genetic connections with one another dating back to some of the earliest migrations out of Africa. The spread of Islam in the past 1400 years has also dramatically shaped the region's more recent genetic landscape. As a result, it may be difficult to confidently assign some DNA to just one population. So I'm just 0.5% of literally any of those places. That's okay. That's fine with me. ID gaff. Like, cool. That's cool. And something a little shocking, crazy, 2.9% Indigenous American. And it specifically says where. I don't know what that means very close. Okay. Motagua River Valley and the eastern Guatemalan highlands. I'm 2.9% of. That's interesting. You are connected through shared Indigenous American ancestors to people from the Motagua River Valley and Eastern Highlands of Guatemala. Some people in this genetic group speak, I'm not even going to try to pronounce, like, Cachiquel, a Mayan language, but Spanish predominates across southern and eastern Guatemala today. Guatemala's Motagua River Valley is a source of green jade, a rare mineral used by Mesoamerican civilizations to create figurines, ornaments, masks, and other treasures or rituals or to reflect their owner's high status. And apparently it's in both of my parents, my mom and my dad. That's very interesting. I wonder how that came to be. How the fuck was my family in Guatemala? What? Huh? That's interesting as fuck. See all tested groups. Like, what does that mean? Okay. Your ancestry composition results. At the heart of your ancestry composition report is your ancestral breakdown, a list of your population percentages arranged in a hierarchy from the continental level to the regional level. Listed beneath each regional population percentage, you may also find matches to groups of people who share most recent ancestry with you. How we calculate your ancestral breakdown. To determine your ancestral breakdown, we use an algorithm that individually looks at short pieces of DNA across your genome. We compare each piece to DNA from reference populations from around the world, i.e. thousands of individuals with known ancestry. When a piece of your DNA resembles the DNA from a specific reference population with a high degree of confidence, it is assigned to that population. Sometimes a piece of DNA resembles reference DNA from several populations, in which case it's assigned to a broad ancestry. If a piece of DNA does not closely resemble reference DNA from any populations, then that piece of DNA shows up in your results as unassigned ancestry. These assignments are tallied across your genome to determine your final results, and by default, your results are calculated at a 50% confidence level. You can see how your results change with different confidence levels in the chromosome painting section. That's crazy. Only 50% confident level? Guys? Are we okay? Why did we pay for this? If you're only 50... Okay. Anywho. And it shows me... Okay, this is like my results and all 1,232 tested populations. So in addition to population percentages associated with your ancestry composition, your results might include recent ancestor locations. Explore the table below to learn more about where we've found evidence of your ancestry around the world. Interesting. Okay, so again, Southern European, 71.5%. Canary Islands is a close match, and Spain country match. But all these other specific like places in Spain, not detected. Like, no ancestry composition closely detected. I'm trying to see, like, that's very interesting. It's just all on a list. It's a lot to, like, it's a lot to look at here. Wow. Like, I'm just reading all of it. There's so much to read here. I wish it was... God, it sucks that a lot of these say mostly like not detected any like specific locations that any recent ancestors. I have no recent ancestors in like majority of these places, but that's okay. That just means these ancestors of mine haven't taken a 23andMe test yet. So I don't know. They don't know. We're just trying here. We're doing our best together. I want to know more about that Guatemala. Like, bro, how'd they get that? My unassigned, it doesn't say, but it's 0.8%. And then yeah, 0.8%. I have no Asian in me whatsoever. Only West Asian. But even then, can't tell you specifically where. No Central and South, no East. I was honestly not expecting to have any Asian in me anyway, so that's not shocking to me whatsoever. But here we go. Okay, additional ancestry regions that reflect mixed ancestry or recent migration in your ancestry. Cuba, country match. Yeah, you're right about that one. Mexico, country match. Huh? Eh? Country match? With who? Interesting. Me oh my. Any other country matches that I need to know about? Or what? I'm seeing no other country matches for most places. Mexico's crazy. Who the fuck do I know in Mexico? Like, what about 90? I wish I had 90% of my confidence level situation. Okay. Okay. I don't know where to go from here now because I think I can just look at my health traits. Like, I don't know what else. Like, it's so crazy because, like, okay, they show the map of, like, where I have some ancestry composition. I'm gonna show it to the camera for those watching, but, do you see how lit up the left side is? And then the right, where all of Asia is? Oop. Sorry, dark as fuck. What happened? No Asian in me is what happened. Scientific details. Like, I just went actually over that. So, what are reference data sets? Whoops. I accidentally just went to frequently asked questions tab. Cool. I don't really have any sort of questions, really. Why don't my ancestry composition results match what I know about my ancestry? Girl, what? That's crazy. I'm trying to see what else I can look at. Okay. So ancestry is done. We're going to do parental inheritance report. How much of your ancestry did you inherit from your parents? Now, this one I'm very interested. Oh, connected parent. Fuck. That's how they get you. Motherfuckers. I'm not connecting my parents with shit, bro. Like, it'll be okay. DNA painting, view report. Oh my god, my chromosomes are crazy. These are your chromosomes. We've painted them with your ancestry composition results. The first 22 are called autosomes. Wow. Autosomes. And no, I didn't say autosome. And come in pairs of 2, each represented by one of the colored horizontal lines in the graphic below. Chromosomes have different lengths and are named 1 through 22 when sorted by size. Scientists are not very creative, they say in parentheses. Lastly, we also look at ancestry on your X chromosome. 2 copies like the autosomes if you are female, and only 1 copy if you are male that you got from your mom. Your mom. Your mom. My mom. Okay. To me, I don't know. I'm looking at this like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Oh. Okay. X chromosome. 2 copies if you're a female, 1 if you're a male. I'm trying to see because it just kind of shows you. Oh, I wish I need to zoom out on this page actually. So a lot of the Spanish coming from my mommy is what I'm gathering. None of the African from my mommy. None of it, bro. None of it. That's crazy. Okay. I'm not surprised. My mom's family is mostly white. Wow. Mom went crazy with this fucking and like my chromosomes as fuck. Okay. So that's like pretty much everything from the ancestry composition. I don't know. I guess I can look at my family tree, but I don't know how much that's really going to give me because it kind of depends on how many people have done it in my family. I'm seeing somebody on here. Okay. Welcome to your family tree. Your tree predicts your close relationships based on your ages and shared data. Build and edit your tree, fill in your ancestors, edit relationships, and add new relatives. Connect records to your tree. Once you've added a new relative, we will look for possible historical records that match that relative in order to locate relevant historical records. The information you provide will be shared with a trusted third party. Okay. Sir, we have me, and then my mommy, and my daddy. Assuming. We've got, I don't know who this is. Daniel Fraga. Predicted half first cousin once removed. That's crazy. He's the only person on here that showed up. Birth year 1987. Active over 6 years ago. Half first cousin once removed. We have 3.61% shared DNA. Who are you to me? I gotta ask my parents now. Half first cousin once removed. To me, what the fuck does that mean, bro? What does that mean to me? I gotta look up a half first cousin. Like, what does that mean? What is it? Okay, a half first cousin means, okay, means potentially grandpa had 2 wives. First wife, they had a kid. Those would be my half brothers. Huh? Okay. The half brothers would then make the half first cousins. Okay, so then on some, I'm assuming probably my mom's side of the family, my mom and my aunt and my uncle on my mom's side are all half siblings, so I guess that makes sense. That means somewhere along the line the half siblings had children, but like no, bro, means okay. I'm on Reddit now. Okay, this is how the top 1% commenter on the genealogy subreddit answered. What a half first cousin twice removed. But okay. Let's start with the basics. Adam and Bobby are brothers. Their children would be first cousins to each other. I'm on board. Adam's son, Aaron, and Bobby's daughter, Betty, are first cousins. Okay. When Aaron and Betty grow up, and Aaron has a son, Charlie, Charlie is Betty's first cousin, once removed. Interesting. If Betty has a son, Daniel, Charlie and Daniel are second cousins. Okay. Why does it have to be that way if Adam... Okay. I see. Okay. See how it works? The number of cousins refer to how many generations back you go to get to siblings. First cousins are the first generation from the siblings. Second cousins are the second generation after the siblings. The removed bit is when there's different generations for the people you are comparing. You go with the earlier base and add layers of removal for additional generations. Suppose Betty has no kids. You already know that Aaron and Betty are first cousins. About to burp. Wow. Crazy burp. And Aaron's son Charlie is Betty's first cousin once removed. That's a lot. If Charlie has a child, Edgar is Betty's first cousin twice removed. We don't talk. Ugh, this is like actually hurting my brain. I can't stop talking. Like I gotta get out of here. No more half cousin talk. Nice to know I have a half first cousin once removed. I'll ask my parents about this later. But he's the only person on here that shows up for DNA relatives. So that's cool. Okay. I think now that that's all of the Ancestry tab. I'm pretty sure. I think I've like gone through everything on that tab. Oh, actually no, not true. Neanderthal ancestry. I have 172 variants of. Hello? Ah! Hey Nicole, you have more Neanderthal DNA than 4% of other customers. Cool. I have less than 2% Neanderthal DNA. Awesome. You inherited a small amount of DNA from your Neanderthal ancestors out of the 7,000... Bro, like actually getting pissed off. I can't read. 7,462 variants we tested. We found 172 variants in your DNA that trace back to Neanderthals. Altogether, your Neanderthal ancestry accounts for less than 2% of your DNA. You have Neanderthal DNA that may influence your traits. This report highlights association. I'm actually becoming very angry at myself. Cannot read. I'm going to take this slow. This report highlights associations between your Neanderthal variants and your traits, but it does not explore how other factors may be involved, such as many other DNA variants, your environment, or your lifestyle. I have one variant associated with experiencing more itchy mosquito bites, which is true. I do get very itchy mosquito bites. You have one variant associated with having a worse sense of direction. How'd they know? How'd they know? You have one variant associated with being less likely to have hitchhiker's thumb. I actually do have hitchhiker's thumb, but I only have it for one thumb, my left thumb, which I've always thought was interesting. You have one variant associated with being more likely to sweat during a workout. Okay, like, bro, that feels like pretty common for most people, but okay. You have one variant associated with being less likely to blush easily. Not true. I blush easily for sure. You have one variant associated with being more likely to prefer dark chocolate over milk chocolate. I don't prefer dark chocolate over milk chocolate. You have one variant associated with being less likely to sneeze after eating dark chocolate. Is that something common? Like finding out these weird things about myself. Okay. Interesting. There's a bunch of other Neanderthal variants, but these are what other 23&Me customers have had. I don't have any of these, allegedly. You have zero variants associated with having difficulty discarding rarely used possessions, generally not feeling angry when hangry, being less likely to have a fear of heights. I don't have a fear of heights. Being more likely to have an apple body shape than a pear body shape. Having worse ability to smell. Being more likely to have a fear of public speaking, being more likely to cry while cutting onions. These are all Neanderthal related things. That's crazy. You have zero variants associated with having more dandruff. Babe, I be having dandruff. Not gonna lie. I be having dandruff. Alrighty. That's that. Like, I don't need to know really scientific details, I feel like. Okay, I guess this just gives me more data. Pretty much. Boop, 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 boop. Oh my god. Okay. 23andMe tests for Neanderthal ancestry at 3,731 markers scattered across the genome. At each of these markers, you can have a genetic variant that evolved in Neanderthals and came back into the human lineage when the two groups interbred. Because you inherit variants from both of your parents, you can have 0, 1, or 2 copies of the Neanderthal variant at each marker. We report your total number of Neanderthal variant copies, which is therefore a number between 0 and 7,462. However, nobody has all 7,462. The most we've ever seen in a 23andMe customer is less than 500. And I have markers that I have both Neanderthal variants. I have 4 markers, I mean. Markers where you have one Neanderthal variant, 164. My total variant Neanderthal amount is 172. I have 7 variants associated with Neanderthal traits. Hitchhiker's thumb. These are just all the things I just basically went through. Okay. Sweet. I forget what T is. TJ. TG blah 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 blah. Okay. Epic. Good to know I have 4% Neanderthal in me, babe. I'm stupid. JK, that's not what that means, but you know. Okay, then that's the end of that. Ancestry tab is officially completed. I have like literally nothing else to look through in this section. I looked through literally everything. Like, I think that's more than enough. Like, you know, I'm going to go on to the health and traits now because that's the second part of this whole test. Discover what your DNA can say about your health. Okay, I'm a little scared. I don't know what to look at. Like, I don't know how this... I have to complete some health reports. Here are some health predispositions that I have according to my saliva. Obviously, if I like did blood work, probably be more accurate, but this is what we're getting here. Okay. Alpha 1 antitrypsin deficiency. Variant detected, not likely at risk. What does that mean? Nicole, while you have one of the two genetic variants we tested, you are not likely at risk for symptoms of AAT deficiency. AAT deficiency is caused by certain combinations of genetic variants. However, people with only the variant detected are not likely at risk for developing lung or liver disease. Cool. The variants included in this test are most common and best studied in people of European descent. You are not likely at risk of developing lung or liver disease. Okay, cool. But I could pass this variant to my children. You think I'm gonna have children? I'm not even gonna try to come up with something funny. Scientific details. Oh, okay. I'm finally getting the definition of what AAT means. Okay, AAT deficiency is a genetic condition that can lead to lung and liver disease. It is caused by decreased levels of the alpha-1 antitrypsin protein. Biological explanation. I wish I could see like who I get it from, but then my parents would have to get a test done for it. They'd have to do a 23&Me test, and I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so that's one of the things. Type 2 diabetes increased likelihood. Now don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. My dad has it. Okay. Nicole, your genetics are associated with an increased likelihood of developing type 2 diabetes. Based on data from 23&Me, research participants, people of Hispanic/Latino descent with genetics like yours have an estimated 55% chance of developing type 2 diabetes at some point between the ages of 22, my current age, and 80. Oh. Your genetic likelihood is higher than typical, but your overall likelihood also depends on factors like weight, diet, and exercise. Oh, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Oh, God. See your estimated likelihood broken down by age, bro. I have... God, it only gets worse, actually. For people with genetics like mine, the chances of developing type 2 diabetes are greatest during midlife. That's what happened to my dad. This graph shows the likelihood of developing type 2 diabetes at different ages for people, blah, blah, blah. Basically, my likelihood really increases between my 40s and 60s, a little bit more than 20%. So, that's crazy. That's crazy, guys. Uh-oh. I'm not surprised about this, mainly because my dad has it, so... And he did also develop it later in life, so that makes sense. No variants detected for age-related macular degeneration, so that's great. Breast cancer, all it says is view topic, which is kind of terrifying. Don't say that to me. Oh. Okay. Based on high-risk variants, this report tests for rare variants that have a big impact on the chances of developing breast cancer. I have to complete something. Like, I have to complete a test to get a better result. But I don't want to fucking... I guess I have to start tutorial, bro. Like, there's really no, like, specific thing. I guess it just says the variants for breast cancer are not detected, like, both of the variants associated with breast cancer are not detected in me, so that's awesome. My breasts will not be having cancer anytime soon, darlings. Good. What else? Variants not detected for celiac disease. Thank God. I feel like I'd know by now because I love me some gluten. Chronic kidney disease, also no variants detected. Colorectal cancer. I think they just have to tell you that they can't tell you if you could get cancer or not. Because this also says butopic, and I'm sure it's probably just going to be like, oh, you probably don't have the variants. We can't also diagnose it from just this test alone. Most things are not detected. So, familial hypercholesterolemia, not detected. Hereditary amyloidosis, not detected. Hereditary hemochromatosis and thrombophobia, not detected. Late onset Alzheimer's disease, not detected. Or Parkinson's, not detected. Okay, that's beautiful. That's actually all I would have ever wanted to know anyway. Carrier status. Ooh, yes, please tell me what I'm a carrier of. Nothing, apparently. I'm like literally scrolling through and there's nothing detected. No variants detected in my my genetics. That's great news for me and my potential future children that I do not have, but I guess would be okay. Maple syrup urine disease type 1B. What the hell is that? I'm not even going to look into it. I'm just going to let that set. Y'all look that up for me if you get the chance. All right. Ooh, wellness. Find out how your DNA may affect your body's response to diet, exercise, and sleep. Alcohol flush reaction. I'm unlikely to flush. I don't drink, and I've never been drunk, so I wouldn't know if I am more likely to flush, but I guess I'm not likely. Caffeine consumption. I'm likely to consume more. This is true. Deep sleep. Less likely to be a deep sleeper. I love to deep. I'm a very deep sleeper, actually, so this is... Muscle composition. Common in elite power athletes. The fuck are you trying to tell me? Sleep movement. Likely average or less movement. That's true. Genetic weight. Predisposed to weigh more than average. Okay, fat shaming me. The fuck? Lactose intolerant. Likely tolerant. Yeah, I know. I have no issue with dairy. Saturated fat and weight. Likely similar weight. Okay, cool. Ooh, traits. Explore the genetics behind your appearance and senses. I like this one. Ability to match musical pitch. Less likely to be able to match a musical pitch. I'm not surprised. I guess, yes, in a way. I don't really ever try to match musical pitch, but I mean, I did audition to be like in a middle school for the arts, and I never got in, so potentially that's maybe why. Asparagus odor detection, likely can smell. Bitter taste, likely can taste. Bunions, less likely than average to have had a bunion. This is true. Cheek dimples, likely no dimples, unfortunately. Cilantro taste aversion, odds of disliking cilantro not increased. I don't like it. I don't like the taste of cilantro, but I don't taste soap, which I know is a thing. Cleft chin, likely no cleft chin. This is true. Dandruff, more likely to get dandruff. This is true. Thanks, DNA. Thanks, genetics, for giving me more chances of having of having dandruff. Earlobe type, likely detached earlobes. Earwax type, likely wet earwax. This is true. I be getting in there. My earwax is very... it's very moist. Let's leave it at that. Eye color, likely brown or hazel eyes. I got brown. Fear of heights, more likely than average to be afraid of heights. I'm not afraid of heights at all. Fear of public speaking, more likely to have a fear of public speaking. That's true. Finger length ratio, likely ring finger longer. And that's not true, actually. My middle finger is longer than both my index and ring finger. Although on my right hand, my index finger is bigger, like longer than my ring finger, but shorter than my middle finger. And it looks like on my left hand, it's like about the same, but almost like my middle finger and ring finger are almost the exact same length as each other. But again, middle finger still longer than both. like on both hands. Flat feet, more likely than average to have flat feet, and I do. Freckles, likely a lot of freckles. Where are they? Because they're not on me. They're not on my face, so where the fuck are they? Hair photo bleaching, more likely to experience hair photo bleaching. I don't know what that means, but more likely. Hair texture, likely straight or wavy. Babe, it's curly. Have you thought about that? Hair thickness, less likely to have thick hair. Not true. I have thick hair. Ice cream flavor preference. Okay, genetics. With my ice cream flavor preference, more likely to prefer vanilla over chocolate ice cream, and this is true. This is true. Light or dark hair, likely light. God, I wish. So dark. Misophonia, more likely to hate chewing sounds. I don't really. I kind of fuck with chewing sounds a little bit. Like, I love watching ASMR of people eating. There are some, like, specifically my dad, who fucking eats too loud. That shit pisses me off. But I don't really have a problem with most people eating or making sounds when they eat. Most mosquito bite frequency, likely bitten more often than others. Yeah. Motion sickness, more likely to experience motion sickness. Lately, yes, but I used to not be that motion sick. Newborn hair, likely little baby hair. Yeah, true. Photic, sneeze reflex, likely no photic sneeze reflex. Why was that so hard to say? Red hair, likely no red hair. True. Skin pigmentation, likely lighter skin. True. Stretch marks, more likely to have stretch marks. True, unfortunately. Sweet versus salty, likely prefer salty, and no, I prefer sweet, but maybe they're right. Maybe my genetics are right. Maybe I prefer salty. I don't know. I feel like I have a lot of sweet treats in my day. Toe length ratio, likely big toe longer. Like, whose isn't? I'd be worried if your other toes were longer than your big toe. Unibrow, likely at least a little unibrow. True. Wake up time, likely to wake up around 8:55 a.m. And you know what? And they're not wrong. Widow's peak, likely no widow's peak. Okay. Interesting. I think that might be it. That was pretty much everything that I think the health goes over. What I've learned from this is I'm gonna be okay, I think. Research overview. I guess this is if I wanted to, like, any research that they're doing, like a continuing research for them. My allergic to pollen, yes. Do with that information what you want. Okay, family and friends overview. I mean, I kind of already went through this, and there wasn't really very many. All right, I think that's literally everything. I can't believe it. I cannot believe. Wow. Guys, I'm so Spanish. More than I actually thought I was going to be. But I guess, like, in the grand scheme of things, that makes sense. But yeah. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I managed to make this episode in, like, over an hour and truly learned so much about myself today. This was epic. This is everything that I wanted in life. Do with this information what you guys will. I don't know, like, if you want to have kids with me, I think our kids might be okay. Unless you have some sort of genetic predisposition that you need to find out about, but as long I don't think I have any. Everything will be okay. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm kind of just like sitting here now. Like, I get to ponder all of this off camera and off podcast. Like, I'm going to share this information with everyone I know. So, if you know, you're welcome. But this was this week's episode of Brain Dump. Now you guys know everything about me. Percentage, all of it. I'm a little bit Guatemalan. Huh? I guess I'll figure out what that's about. And I'll let you guys know if there's an update. Like, my next episode. But I think that's literally it, though. Alright. I will see you guys in the next episode of Brain Dump. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you've done a 23&Me ancestry DNA test, let me know what your results were. If not, I hope this maybe convinced you to get a DNA test, ? Because, I mean, I thought I was so certain, like, I'd be maybe half and half. But I'm not even, babe. I'm 70-30. The Europeans strike again. And it's with me, bro. With me. 4% Neanderthal in this body, bro? In this little body? Girl, don't play with me. I actually can't believe that. It's like, I think maybe one of the more shocking things that I've found out about. 4%? That's a lot. 6.6% Ashkenazi Jewish, by the way. NBD. Like, going to be the most annoying person about my percentages now. That's just how the cookie crumbles, I fear. Like, did you really get a 23&Me test done if you don't have the percentages memorized in your head? Right. Okay. Thank you guys for listening to Brain Dump. I will see you guys in the next episode. And hopefully you'll get to hear more about what's going on in my life. But that's to say that there is stuff going on in my life is crazy because there isn't. Yeah. I'm done talking. Thank you for listening. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I love you. Ew, I was going to say bye, but I didn't like that. So I'm just going to say bye in my normal voice. Fuck. Bye. Because I'm pissed at myself. I can't speak. I think I've hit my word limit for the day. Please do not speak to me anymore after this. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye. Bye.